Good morning. Welcome to Mondays with Marthie. Oh, I've just given away the list. I have a very short memory. I have to work with my challenges. But anyway, today there's 3 things I want to talk about. But first things first, please subscribe to my channel. That's what I'm working on this year, is to get more online um, friends that I can hang out with. So the first thing is, if you have a problem, make it bigger. And if you looking for the solutions, work with systems and processes. And the third thing is the Uhori window. I'm back to the Uhori window. So why I'm saying if you have a problem, make it bigger, is I heard this from a friend and I thought, oh, how can you make your problem bigger? Well, it goes like this. For example, our roof is leaking a little bit. So now we don't do anything about it because it's just a little bit, right? But then when it starts leaking a lot, you need a bucket under the roof. Then you get the guy to fix the roof. So it's like that. When a problem is so small that you can actually ignore it, you don't do anything about it. But the moment it gets big enough, you actually start looking for solutions. So that's the reason. So when you have a problem, look at it and just make it bigger and then solve it. So sometimes it takes time thinking about it, but it's important, because then you can start looking for the real solutions that will solve your problem. So the second thing is the process. Now, in the past, I drew pictures that are going to be upside down if I show it. In the past, I listened to a lot of audiobooks, and it's because I'm a mother and I don't have time to read, but I like to learn. So that was my solution. I can't read, so what can I do? So I listen to a lot of audiobooks. And there's one book I always used to listen to in January when I'm ready to sort out my life and be organized for the rest of the year. And this is a suggestion that the lady made. Everything you touch, you have to sort it, either to read it. This is to read, it's a little book. Or to do it, you have to do something, or you have to file something. So all of my paperwork, you'll see I'll do it in 3 categories: to read, to do, and to file. And the last one is when you chuck it away, you don't need it anymore. And also, if you have things that you have to do and to read, sometimes there's an expiry date that I'll put at the top to say, okay, this expires April 2017. So when the month's done and I haven't gotten around to it, I can just chuck it. So you write that on the top of the paper. Now, this was very useful for me when I wasn't trying to run a business in a house and a lot of. So now, this is a small problem. Didn't need fixing. You can hear my neighbor's dogs. They are very active. Anyway. I used to have heard the birds earlier. Okay, so this is my new one. Can you see my pictures? Now, everything I base on this. This is my system. It's a mini business plan. I use it with Pilot Your Success. And I also started sorting my inbox like this. So at the top, I have products, a little present, and services. So this is what I offer and what I'm working to push out the door. And then you go to your buddies, there's people that's going to help you. They're your friends, and you do stuff together. Then you get to the stage where you have to do or to have something. To do is your to-do list. Can you see it's very small? You must focus. And then you have your to have. What do you need? For example, you need a computer to work, do online stuff. You need internet, so stuff like that. What do you need to have? Maybe to do is to go do a course on social media marketing or something like that. Now you can see this, I call the handshakes. It's people that you need to go meet. There's still a space there, it's like a door, but it's like a relationship, one-on-one. These people will eventually become clients or become part of your buddies. So there's a flow. And you can see here, you have a funnel. Now the funnel is very important. You think you shake 10 people's hands and you're going to get 10 people's business? No, it doesn't work like that. You need 5 handshakes. If you know me, you'll know I always talk about the handshakes. You need 1 million people to come across or to see or know about you. Just first contact, and then it becomes 100 1,000 people that sort of know your name, and then 10 people that's interested, and then you end up with one person that's gonna take home what you offer. So it's called a funnel. So a lot of people think they're going to shake one person's hand and that person's going to go all the way to the end of the funnel, but it doesn't work that way. Unfortunately not. So here you can see distribution, these little arrows of how are you going to spread what you have. This is the products and services that goes places. How are you going to get it to your target audience? Now, preferably you don't want to mail it if you're in South Africa, because it doesn't get there. It gets there faster overseas. So I'll mail you a CD to Holland or Netherlands, but I won't mail it to Johannesburg. It's too far away. Okay, and here you can see my opportunity rings. So you see my opportunity rings? Yes, actually you can make people, little people, babies, all the way to seniors. There's the opportunity rings. It's the people that's going to buy it. What do they look like? I always say, who's the person that's going to pull, put the money in and pull the lever or push the button to say, out of the vending machine, there must come Coke or Tab or whatever you're into. So that's your clients, and at the bottom you can see this is money out. This is your money bag, and all the money is going out, and usually the expenses comes from the stuff that you have to have and the stuff that you need to do. It costs money to get education, it's not free. And then at the end, this is where the money comes in. Now this, I could have drawn a long arrow from your products and services and your clients and actually write the check. And this is a bucket. This is a bucket for money. Now this bucket is very important. It's the image I used with the youth empowerment as well. You always hear me saying, bring buckets, it's raining opportunities. But the bucket actually refers to living your passion, and also knowing that living your passion is hard work. It doesn't come naturally. It is a natural talent that you have, but it's hard work to fill the bucket. And like I talked with somebody recently that didn't understand that the bucket won't fill up if you don't open the space above it to be able to fill it. So for example, if you want to do online business, you have to have online banking enabled to have the ability to receive online money. So this is my system, my process. So everything I do, I sort of think in these blocks, because then it makes it easy for me. I know where to put it, and I know where to go look for it, so that when I'm in that frame of mind, where to go spend my time. So my emails, I've sorted now that I because it becomes noisy if you do a lot of things. So you have to find a process that works for you. You're going to have a different system. I've changed it a lot, but this is my system that works for me. Now let me see, did I do your Ori window? The challenge is to get a process that works for you. Now, if you look at a business, the Circle of Life, I did one MOOC that was very interesting. It's growing your business. And that MOOC talked about the Circle of Life. Now, I find a lot of people say, oh, I don't have work, I'm not working. Oh, what must I do? I'm not earning money. But I think there's a problem because they only see the one part of what they only want this to happen, money in. But the circle of life of a business is where do marketing and sales, you do your handshakes, you get people that are interested in this sale, and it's maybe not even complete, and then you end up delivering the product, can you see, and then you have to go look for your money. That is the circle of life of a business. And in music, you have to add that you have to write for me, I have to write the music, I have to practice the music, and I have to make sure that I have the right stuff for this to happen. So a lot of people say, oh, I'm not getting money and I'm not busy in this spot. But this takes a lot of time to go do handshakes and market. And getting the sale takes a lot of time. And then also getting the product to the person takes a lot of time. And that might even lead to back and forth. And then getting the money also takes a lot of time. So if you think it's just about standing up and singing a song and you get your money, no, there's a lot of stuff that goes on behind it. So The last thing I wanted to say is the Yohari window is when you find out what you're good at. And I think it's important to realize that sometimes people will tell you things and it looks like they're criticizing you. Well, they are criticizing you because you're not like them. But it doesn't mean that you have to see it as criticism. You can see it as an opportunity to understand what they're actually telling you. So recently I spoke to somebody that said, the one lady said, oh, but you start a lot of stuff, meaning that you don't finish it or you don't pursue it after. And I'm a bit like that too. I start a lot of stuff. But some people in their whole life, they will never start something. They will never be as creative. So sometimes you need somebody that can start stuff so that somebody else can take over and run with it. So that doesn't mean that it's a bad thing. It's just to understand that I'm good with starting stuff. And I find a lot of people who are bad at starting stuff. So when you have that partnership or buddy that you work with, one is good with starting stuff, one is good with keeping at it, it becomes a good partnership because you complement each other. So that's it for today. If you have a problem, make it bigger. Have a process that you can run with. And then the last thing is open your Yohari window that you can understand what you're good at and do more of that on purpose. Happy Dolly. So please subscribe to my channel and I'll see you next Monday.